Today we're going to finish out our Build On series, our first one, by creating a Christmas wreath using the brushes that we just learned how to make. So let's go up to our wreath here, and we're going to go down to the pine brush right here. Remember, our color dynamics is set for the stroke color jitter, saturation, and darkness. Let's choose a green color. And the brush is set to 15%. And we're going to draw a circle and hold it there and then put our finger on the screen to make it a perfect circle. And we're making the inside of our wreath here, so that should be about good. And then we're going to use short strokes and this allows it to have a variety of different colors in here from that stroke color jitter. I want to make sure that the center part of our ring is a solid color. And it's okay if it's not a perfect circle when we're done, because we're simulating a handmade wreath. Let's tap in random places to increase the texture here. All right, and then let's center our wreath. There we go. Then we're going to go to the black. Just move this dot all the way down to the bottom left. And we're going to go up to our Christmas lights. There we are, string lights. This is set at 7%. Let's go up one layer, and then we're going to create a weaving pattern from the solid part of the wreath going all the way around. Yeah, I'm going to stop it there, and then I can readjust these. I'm going to use my freehand selection. I'm going to take these two last ones and turn them this way. And this is a sharp corner. Let's move it. We're going to want a nice smooth path rather, for a cord to go through. So I'm just readjusting the position of some of these lights to make that possible. You will notice that some of these get blurred out as I move them. That's unfortunately part of the newest update. Hopefully they'll have that fixed soon. And there we go. Now what we want to do is create the cord. I'm going to go down a layer, click on the plus sign. We're going to go to this darkest green here and make it even darker. And then we're going to use our hard brush. And I have the hard brush set for 1%. It's actually the top of 1%. And we're just going to draw the cord in here. And here's where some of those lights got blurred. Let's duplicate layer 2 to harden those edges. There we go. And now what I want to do is color in where these sockets are. So let's set layer 2 as reference. And on layer 3, I'm going to drag this in here. And we're going to do the recolor, but let's turn off layer 1 real quick. That way we can tell where we've gone and where we haven't. Just move this little set of crosshairs right where you want them to be, and then when you tap, off you go. If you tap in the wrong place, just simply drag the crosshairs back to where you want them to be. Alright, then we tap on the magic wand 2 times to unselect the recolor function. And then what we want to do next is start coloring in our light bulbs. And let's go ahead and choose red, blue, and green. So let's start off with red. And I'll be using the recolor function here. Yeah, we need that so I know where I'm at. And we say continue filling with recolor. Now, if your crosshairs end up in the wrong place, you just simply drag them to where you want them to be. And I need this to be on a different layer. So we'll go down to layer 1, click on plus, and then we'll start over again. Okay, and then what we want to do is match these up. We've got all of our color on one layer. We're going to duplicate it. And let's move it all the way to the top. And then we're going to do a Gaussian blur. We click the magic wand, go to Gaussian blur, and we fuzz that out. This provides the glow of the lights all the way around. And my glow is the right distance, I think, but it needs to be a little bit more. There we go. And then we want to remove everything that is behind our wreath. So we're going to go down to layer 1. Let's turn off layer 4 at the top just to make my life easier. I'm going to select layer 1, and then we're going to go to layer 2, our reference layer, and we're going to use the eraser on a hard brush. Right now it's set for 5%. Let's see how well that does. That seems to be working okay. It could be a little bit larger. Bring it up to 8%. And we want to erase half of these. So we erase that one. But we don't want to erase that one. We want to erase the next one. So we're doing every other set is getting erased. We keep that, and then we erase here. And we are going over some places. Because I'm saying that those pieces of the lights are behind our wreath. And this will become more apparent as we continue on. Let's go down to layer 3. We still have the selection on. And now we're erasing the pieces of the cord. Once again, every other one. And then we do the same thing with the bottom layer 4. And you can see where the color is actually poking up through various portions of our wreath. And then finally, we're going to do our glowing layer. Same thing. Every other one. It was just easier to save that one till last because of the blur. And there we go. Our string of lights now wraps around our wreath. Now what we want to do is put on Christmas decorations. We're going to choose to do Christmas balls. Let's go ahead and slide these layers to the right and then click on the group. That way we can turn that off for now. Start up a new layer. This is now layer 7. And let's choose a yellow color. And we are going to go up in our wreath to where we created this infinite brush on the last lesson. And we're just going to swipe that across here. And yeah, that looks good to me. The brush is set at 25%. Now we're going to go up a layer. We're going to select the black by dragging this down to that bottom left corner. And then we're going to go back to the monoline brush under calligraphy. And we're going to create a circle. Just like I showed you making the ornament the last time, we're making one this time. So let's go ahead and center this. And then we go to layer 7, select it, go to warp and advanced mesh, and wrap this right on around here. And the reason we want to do this is so that the images near the edge are foreshortened, giving it the appearance of being an actual sphere. We don't have to go and match the lines exactly. Right now, layer 2 is our reference layer. I'm going to make layer 8 the reference layer. Go down to layer 7, do an automatic select, and then clear. And then I'm going to create another 2 layers, layer 9 and layer 10. Let's go back to that red here in the history, and we'll fill that in there. And then let's go to the blue and fill that in on layer 10. Now we can turn off our background, click on the wrench spanner, go to the add, click on copy canvas, second from the bottom. We're going to go above layer 8, create layer 11, wrench spanner paste. We'll turn that off. Go up one layer, turn off the blue layer, which is layer 10. We'll copy canvas. And here on layer 12, we do a paste. Now we can take the 7, 8, 9, and 10 and group them together and then turn them off. We'll turn our wreath back on and our background back on. Take layer 12 and layer 11, sliding to the right to select both of them. We'll click on our selection arrow, and then we'll reduce the size. This is on uniform, so it's going to be a nice uniform size. And that looks pretty good. Now, above layer 11, I am going to put a screen layer and a multiply layer. So that one's multiply, this one is screen. And on our multiply layer, using the soft airbrush, let's turn off layer 12 so we can see. We're going to give this a little swoop down there, but we don't want blue, we want gray. So let's slide this right here all the way over, and that is the correct color now. And we're just shading that in. Let's try making it a little darker. There we go. And then we're going to go up to layer 15. And still using the soft brush, we're going to reduce its size. Let's go down to 3%, see what that looks like. That looks to me like it's a little bit large. Let's go down to the top of 2. There we go. We got a nice shine going on there. Now then on layer 14, remember, right now layer 8, which is the picture of the ball, is our reference. We don't want that anymore because it's in the wrong place. We'll make layer 11 our reference layer. On layer 14, we'll select outside. And that way we can look and see what this is going to look like. It looks to me like the edge of the shadow is a bit much. So let's do a further Gaussian blur on that. Kind of soften it into a sphere shape. There we go. And then we'll select outside again, see what that looks like. That looks good. And we can clear layer 14. Let's duplicate layer 15, put it above layer 12, duplicate layer 14 and put it above layer 12. And that way our red Christmas ball has the same shading and highlight as the blue Christmas ball. We'll slide these top 3 layers to the right and click on the group, tap on new group and do flatten. And that way our red Christmas ball is all set up. We'll do the same thing for these 3 layers, 11, 14, and 15. We'll group that, tap on new group and do flatten. And there you go. You've got the blue Christmas ball and the red Christmas ball. And here's a note for you. If you're flattening and you only have a color layer and then a blend layer, it's going to go wonky for some strange reason. In this case, I have the color layer and I have 2 blend layers. I've got the multiply and the screen, and then they come out just fine. So we are now going to put up 3 of these balls. That looks like it's a little bit large yet. Let's make these smaller. That looks better, maybe. Yeah. Duplicate that. And let's hang it from the very bottom. Let's take the red one, put one there, put one there, and then put one there. Maybe there, yeah. Looks like we could use one here. Yeah. All right, so we're going to pinch all of these together. We're going to turn off reference here. And we're going to start creating our shadows. Okay, so just a few adjustments made, and we now have our lovely wreath picture. Thank you very much for watching this demonstration, and I hope you have a wonderful day.